Narada Mahamuni says, it is because your father did not conduct a particular yaga called Rajasuya yaga. Rajasuya yaga is something, uh, what happens is a king will go in all the four directions, and from this end to this end. What are those ends? Guarded by oceans. So from ocean to ocean, they have to win, and then they will be able to conduct this Rajasuya yaga. If a king, say for example, starts to conduct a Rajasuya yaga, but he did not win over his particular kingdom, that king can come and wage a war with this guy. So it should be accepted by all the kingdoms around him in order for a king to be able to conduct Rajasuya yaga. Okay, so your father did not do this. That is why he did not make it to Indrasabha. Then Dharmaraja is very, very troubled at this. He wants to. Then Narada Mahamuni says, but however, you can do the Rajasuya yaga, and that will promote your father. That will take your father from Yamasabha to Indrasabha. Now, Dharmaraja is very, very motivated to perform the Rajasuya yaga. But again, Narada Mahamuni also says, entailing this in the Rajasuya yaga, after 13 to 14 years, there is going to be a huge war, and there is going to be a lot of loss of lives of people. That is inevitable. Now, Dharmaraja is in a fix. He doesn't want death, right? He doesn't intend anybody's death. But Narada Mahamuni also says that you need to do this. This is your duty. You need to do this. And your father also requested me. Your father also told me that whenever you go to, you keep moving between all these lokas, right? So whenever you go to my son, please tell him that, please ask him, request him on my behalf to perform the Rajasuya yaga so that I could go to Svargaloka. So it is also his father's wish. So a son cannot deny his father's wish, right? Especially a person like Dharmaraja, he doesn't want to deny. So now he calls upon Sri Krishna. Whenever there is a question, they call Sri Krishna, right? So Sri Krishna, and they take the advice of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna also supports the idea of conducting Rajasuya yaga, and then he starts into planning the Rajasuya yaga. So as I just so what Sri Krishna says is, I just told you that any person who is intending to perform Rajasuya yaga needs to do what? Needs to win over all. Yeah.
All the other kingdoms have to accept it.
Yeah, have to accept. So all the other kings either need to give their acceptance, or they need to fight with them and win over them. Okay, some kings readily accept. Some kings are like, oh, we like Dharmaraja. I know that Dharmaraja is an able person. He is a very dharma abiding person. So I really don't want to fight with him, and I want to support his initiative of being able to do the Rajasuya. And whoever does Rajasuya, right, they attain the level of emperor. So they will be called as emperor. So if you remember in the last episode, I was telling you that Sri Krishna already called Dharmaraja as emperor. You remember? So that is coming true now in the form of the advice that Narada Muni gave, right? Okay. So then Sri Krishna says there is going to be one huge obstacle. Everybody else are you can either win them, or you can or they will become your friends. So if you are not fight, okay, these are the rules. Let me put all these Rajasuya rules in place first. So there is a kingdom. Say Dharmaraja goes and is going in a east direction to win over all the kingdoms in the east direction. If a particular king doesn't want to fight with Dharmaraja and says that I accept your emperorhood, or I accept that you are eligible to become an emperor, then he has to pay in the sense he has to give Dharmaraja a lot of wealth in return as a gift. And what happens is, it is like a alliance of today's world. If you think of alliance between, there is a bigger country and there are so many smaller countries. All these smaller countries really cannot fight the bigger countries, so they say that okay, we agree, we accept you as a leader, and in return, what the bigger country does is they protects all these smaller countries with the military, or if they are in trouble, if there is natural calamity happening, there is an earthquake in a smaller country, then a bigger country goes and helps them. So that is the kind of relationship. I think even here in Rajasuya Yaga, in Dwapara Yuga, they have this kind of a treaty. Otherwise, why would anybody give another king money, right? So if they are not fighting, they are giving him so much of money, so much of wealth in return. And when time comes, this bigger kingdom will protect them. That is the idea behind this. So and then what is the second thing? If somebody says that, somebody thinks that Dharmaraja is not worth, Dharmaraja is not someone I can accept as a emperor, then they fight against Dharmaraja. If Dharmaraja loses, then there is no question of Rajasuya. Everything is scrapped. Dharmaraja has to keep winning everything. Only then he will be able to perform the Rajasuya. Yeah, give her.
Why though? Why?
Why? That's a very good question. That is because if someone like Dharmaraja is in a position of an emperor, he is so dharma abiding in nature and the dharma prevails in the world. But if another person like Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra, if they become the emperor, there is no question of dharma.
Oh.
So someone like Dharmaraja should be in the position of emperor. That is the reason even Sri Krishna is supporting the whole idea of performing Rajasuya Yagam by Dharmaraja. A person who is so dharmic in nature should be in power as well. There is no purpose of there is no purpose of Dharmaraja following so much of dharma and being an ascetic, being and going and sitting in Himalayas. That doesn't do anything to the society, right? So if Dharmaraja's responsibility is to make sure that the society runs in a dharmic nature. Yes. Yeah, that's the purpose. That's the purpose of having this entire process of Rajasuya. So